Well, sometimes you can't beat the heat, and it's time for someone to step in. Dizziness, weakness, and cramps are common symptoms of heat exhaustion, and sometimes a person doesn't even realize it's happening. Local 12's Paige Barnes is live downtown with how to recognize heat illness and others. Paige?
Paula, it starts with heat exhaustion, but could quickly turn into heat stroke. Some people might not even realize that they're overheating. I spoke with FC Cincinnati's head trainer, and he says when it is this hot outside, he says the biggest change and the first to change is behavior.
Garrison Draper watches out for heat exhaustion in athletes, but the signs he sees can happen to anyone. He says the obvious signs are redness and excessive sweating.
When it's blazing hot outside, we expect that all of our athletes are sweating, but then all of a sudden they stop, and we're saying, okay, like this is something really serious.
Draper says you'll notice the person will also look more pale than normal, and their skin will be dry to the touch.
Their body has sort of evaporated all the sweat. That's the purpose of sweat, is to evaporate and pull heat away from the body. And so like they aren't re-sweating, putting more liquid on there, and it's just they feel like they've just been standing in a desert.
Sometimes the person will have a white film around their mouth because they're losing too many electrolytes. Draper says some of the players drink pickle juice and eat frozen grapes with electrolyte powder.
Very rarely is someone going to be fully hydrated and at the point where they can say, like, I don't need to drink any more water. As we get into these temperatures especially, like, it's a really big challenge to be overhydrated.
Jaden and Jagger are staying hydrated with Gatorade and are cooling down with ice cream.
And when did your ice cream start melting?
Immediately. As I walked outside.
Yeah, so I had it all over me, so I had to pass it back to him.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to rinse off in the splash pad over there, actually.
We asked them if they knew the signs of heat stroke. Jaden says she'd look for the lack of sweat or if someone was throwing up.
We'll see someone vomit every once in a while. If they do that 2 times in an hour, that's a medical emergency, and they should be transported immediately to a hospital or emergency room.
Draper says taking an ice bath is another easy way to pull the heat from your body. You can also put a cool washcloth or an ice pack in your hands, on your feet, or the back of your neck. That's because all 3 are thermal sensors that will tell your body to cool down. Live downtown, Paige Barnes, Local 12 News.
Thank you, Paige. With treatment, heat exhaustion should clear up within 30 minutes. If it lasts longer than an hour, you could have heat stroke. You're asked to call 911 at that point.
To get more stories from the Weather Authority and Local 12 News, go ahead and tap subscribe so that you can get notifications and get updates instantly.